Hello, I'm Ashley Curry, a current student at Homewood Flossmoor High School. Today we have joining with us Mr. Tom Maitai, a candidate for president in Kenya. What is your driving force to run for office?
Thank you very much. My drive for running for office is to fill the gap between the old generation and the young generation, which the old generation has been dominant in the politics of Kenya as a country.
What are your challenges for running for president?
There are several challenges for running for office. One being a young person, I know, and as I said earlier, that the politics in Kenya have been dominated by the older generation. So for me as a young person, I've got to do and to work a lot for making sure that the communities accept me, and they've got to see that there is a change that is coming.
What could you do specifically to improve conditions in Kenya?
One of the most one of my focuses is that I've got to improve the livelihood of the Kenyan people. Secondly, I've got to focus also on improving the infrastructure, because when you look at roads, the roads networks and most of so, there we have a big problem. So if we change on that, then I tend to think that the livelihood is going to change.
What do you love about Kenya?
Yeah, that's a nice question. I love everything about Kenya. First and foremost, Kenya is a nice country. Amongst the African countries, Kenya is the best tourism destination, second from South Africa. I love the people. They are strong and energetic, so they are the best candidate for whatever I want to improve about my country.
What have you learned from visiting America?
There are a lot of things I've learned about the development in America, the way they've done their building, their road network, and I've taken a lot from that. So if I take the same picture that I have from America, take it there, I think it is really going to change my country. Secondly, the freedom of the American people, I think it will be one of my initiative that I'm going to take back there, because since Kenya got independence, I don't think the local person or the ordinary person have enjoyed the freedom of independence. So I think that's one of the things I'll be taking back home.
What do you think is the biggest problem in Kenya, and how would you address it?
I think we have three problems, and number one will be diseases, ignorance, and poverty. Each and every one of it needs the coming together of the people, of the Kenyan people, and at the same time, the international community, their policies must change, and they must be focused on improving and also being people-oriented for us to be able to attain that.
How can you improve the educational system in Kenya?
I like the education system in Kenya, though I think poverty is contributing a major problem in it. So if we improve on poverty, like changing the livelihood of the Kenyan people, automatically the people of Kenya wanna experience something different in that. So definitely the education system will be changed by us erasing the poverty level that is already in existence right now in Kenya.
What qualities do you think what qualities do you have that you think would make for a good president?
One of the qualities is that so loving my heart, because I think what I've been seeing in the leadership that we have people who lead the nation just by virtue of what I would call their brain, without involving the issue of the heart, because you've got to love the people, you've got to care about them if you want to lead them and if you want to change their livelihood. Secondly, I would say as a young person, the older generation has dominated the politics. So this time around, if I'm given a chance, then I tend to think also, that's the field for me to display the qualities that are there. Right now, it might not be really visible, but when I get into office, that's the time now I'll be able to exercise everything that I've been seeing as, one of my strengths.
If you met President Obama, what are some things you would want to talk to him about?
I would discuss with him about the relationship between Kenya and the United States. Secondly, I would like him to focus Kenya as to improve the policies, the international policies for the African nations. Also to increase the aid towards the African nations and Kenya in particular. So I think I'll major on that, but in that I'll add that I'll not have a lot of things with him because my intent and my imagination about running for presidency in Kenya will be like making Kenya a working nation and Kenya building Kenya.
What were some of the struggles you faced as a child?
Wow, that's a nice question, and that takes me several years back. I think as I was growing as a child, one thing is that as any other ordinary Kenyan child, I faced challenges. First of all, by just the family background. I was raised up in a polygamous family. Secondly, when I was going to school, I would travel for about 10 miles per day, back and forth. And for 8 years, you can imagine that's really a big challenge. I think it also contributed to, the kind of, your foundation or your background sometimes will shape your future. Again, as a child, I grew up and my parents had to shift from the place we are living in and they had to go to another city. So I grew up by myself and with relatives, so it was really hard for me.
How could you help the people of your country?
I think with the experience that I have as a child, growing up as a child, and also as a mature person now, I've gone through a lot of challenges. And by virtue of that, I think most of the Kenyan people and the leadership that I'm seeing right now, we have leaders who have not gone through difficulties, so they don't understand the kind of life. But I think I'm the best candidate because I'm one of them. I'm one of the people who have struggled to see myself being in the position that I am in right now. So one way of helping them, I think, is just by what my desire is to help myself. So I'll just transfer that to the people of Kenya too.
How are the politics in Kenya?
As I said earlier, the political scenario in Kenya is dominated by the older generation. And if I give a little history about how Kenya came in, how politics were shaped, it was during the time when Kenya was colonized by Great Britain. And after the British left, then the Kenyan people took up the leadership by themselves. And these were the older generation and people who were fighting for freedom then. And ever since, they've dominated that. And most of these people, ever since, they've been just doing things that are favorable just to the rich without focusing on the poor, who constitute about 65% of the Kenyan population. So the political scenario in Kenya is not pleasing, and I think that's why it will be one of my strengths and one of my driving forces also of running for office, to get to see that the young people enjoy their lives, and also the justice is done between all the groupings.
Thank you for joining us, Mr. Tom Maitai, and we wish you well in your candidacy.
Thank you very much. It is a privilege and honor for me to be here, and I expect that all of you'll be cheering up for me when I'll be running for office. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you.